Facebook, Google, Facebook, Google. Yeah, people keep on asking this question, and this is the most frequent asked question to me. What ads are better? Is it Facebook ads? Is it Google ads? Is it Facebook ads? Is it Google ads? Yeah, welcome back. You're watching Aciero Amsterdam. I'm back again. I'm here to answer this question. One of the most frequent asked questions. So this question is, people keep on asking me, what ads are best to use for my business? Is it Facebook ads? Is it Google ads? There's no perfect answer for this question, depending on what you're aiming for. So let me put this in layman's terms, because I don't want to confuse people out there thinking that Facebook ads are not good or thinking that Google ads are not good. All ads are good. It depends on what you want to accomplish. So one thing I know is all these ads can accomplish everything depending on where your audience is. Because if your audience is on Facebook and you're running Google ads, the chances that people that go from Facebook and go to Google, those chances are high. You have to consider what services and products you're selling and why people would be more willing to search for them on Google instead of just seeing an ad on Facebook and clicking on it. So you have to put those into consideration. So what I realized is, in the long run, I've been running some ads myself, and I've also been running ads for my clients, and the two platforms all sell ads, and these platforms are in competition with the other. However, it doesn't mean one platform works less than the other, depending on your intent. If you have such intent and you want people searching in Google to find your product and go to your website, buy your product, or get brand awareness, then go for Google ads, because it's more highly converting in search content. And if you want conversions and brand awareness and people to see your product and be visible, then try Facebook. Because if you only want to build brand, Facebook is the best way, because it's also cheaper, unlike if you're doing it on Google, because Google ads are not so cheap compared to Facebook ads. I'm not saying Facebook is cheap, but depending on what you want to achieve. So many of you have asked me, what ads can I run on Facebook? Yeah, if you want to get traffic to your website, you can run both ads on Facebook. You can also run both ads on Google. So they'll all be traffic ads. So they'll have people going to your website looking for that search term, and they'll end up on your website. So if you want a conversion ad and you want people to do something, to carry out an activity on your website, then carrying out a conversion ad on Facebook is also effective if you also run it on Google Ads. However, both platforms have a different interface, so make sure that you learn both interfaces, because both interfaces are different and they're not easy to master. However, if you're learning Facebook and also learning Google Ads at the same time, it may be kind of confusing, so make sure you're not learning both of these platforms at the same time. Learn one, and when you finish one, then start another one. Don't learn these platforms at the same time, because you get confused. So there's some pros and some means with these platforms in running ads, because when you're running Google Ads, you have custom audience, and in also Facebook ads you have a custom audience. But using a custom audience for retargeting in Facebook ads is easier, because you only need 100 people to use that audience. But with Google, you need over 1,000 people in that audience in order to do retargeting ads in that group. It's not difficult to do retargeting ads, but if you need 1,000 people, that means you need like very many people first to come to your website, and when they come to your website, then you can retarget them. So you need like a very, very, very high budget in order to do retargeting ads for Google. And when you're doing retargeting ads in Facebook, you only need 100 people, which is not so expensive, depending on what you're trying to achieve, like I said before. So those two things are the only maybe challenges that I'm like, oh, maybe when you're just starting out, you should start with Facebook, because Google turns out to become more expensive. If you have that budget, go with Google, and if you have the budget for Facebook, use Facebook. Or you can also use one in hand with the other, because if you're running search intent ads and you're also running engagement ads, these two can work really together and bring you conversions in the long run for you to get more business. So I hope I explained this, and I hope you can make a decision which ads are most compelling to you. But in my own case, it's better to use both, but you have to understand both of these platforms. I hope you can now see why most of you are still confused. I understand why, but I cannot give you a specific answer that use Google Ads or use Facebook Ads, because I don't know the nature of your business unless I see case by case. And if you want someone to help you with that, there are links and sources in the description link below, or watch the next video on this channel. If you're new here, consider subscribing. If you're a returning subscriber, thanks for the support. Love you loads. Watch more videos on this channel in 1, 2, 3 and go!